Last part in the Star Trek Online story series, we continued our investigation into the adrift Aetherian Flagship Harmony, looking for Director Hugh of the Borg Cooperative, and it looks like we just found him. But something else has been unfolding. The Aetherians seem to be more than they have presented themselves as, and things are not adding up.
What is this place? It's Director Hugh! We better check his vitals.
So we know that he was attacked by a compromised security system and then carted away here, but how it unfolded seems suspect. Maybe now we can finally get some answers.
The Director's life signs are stable, but he's been put into a stasis. Scans show the pods are equipped with an integrated dispenser valve and a medical interface connected to the ship's console system. We should be able to wake the Director up by using a console command to activate the pod's dispenser. We just need to modify the output to release some sort of powerful stimulant.
I mean, my away teams carry supplies including hyperspace, cordrazine.
That would do it.
Alright then, let's crack this pod.
Look out! It's the Aetherian security system!
And of course the minute we touch anything. The fractal nodes respond to our intrusion with ferocity. Could this really be the result of controlled Borg incursions on the Harmony? Because it increasingly seems deliberate.
Scanning the Director's pod must have alerted them.
Well, maybe, but you did also say you thought we were being observed ever since we got here.
We can hardly catch a break, can we? Let's activate the pod's dispenser.
You make it sound like a vending machine. Yes, I'll take one freeze-dried ex-Borg Liberator humanitarian, please.
Excellent! The cordrazine should kick in shortly.
Right, he'll wake up. How do we get him out?
It looks like getting out of this pod from the inside is the tricky part. From out here, it should be relatively simple.
Yep. Can I explode it?
Excellent idea!
Wait, what?
Not my speciality, though, I'm afraid. Indeed, we could target the control panel with a localized EMP to fry the locking mechanism. We could also recalibrate the control panel to bypass security parameters altogether.
Ah, the sneaky option, I see.
The choice is yours.
Well, we can choose a course of action from our background training, either hot-wiring the console with engineering, hacking it with science, or ug smash.
Let's give it a try. That's it! We can open the pod!
Have at thee, puny electronics, you are vanquished.
Director Hugh! Are you okay?
Where are my officers?
They're safe. They're on the Rescava. We beamed them out, but we've yet to find Tassine
Forget
Faye.
Faye. We need to get off this ship. I'm worried about Tassine Faye too, but not the way you are. The Aetherians? They've been lying to us. Here, look.
It's the missing data from the Aetherian lab.
Through harmony, we are secure.
These biosigns.
Through unity, we are strong.
I don't understand. They're consistent with...
Borg. Yes, but also...
Through fusion, we are victorious.
Iconians.
Not again.
Look out! It's getting away!
What was that?
A problem for later. Its escape has triggered some kind of red alert. Shields are up.
Damn, there goes our plan of beaming out.
There might be another way. Not the way I'd usually greet an ally of your distinction, but I suppose this is somewhat of a unique situation. I'll save the details of my gratitude for later. Needless to say, I owe you one. As for our escape plan, the raised shields do pose a problem. However, during my brief time aboard the Aetherian ship, I learned that beaming out might not be the only option at our disposal.
Good to meet you too, Director. We almost crossed paths too before, in the days leading up to the Iconian War. Speaking of, we've learned some things here too.
Right. The Harmony's wall structures act as data nodes that store recordings of past events that have happened aboard the ship. We reverse-engineered the nodes in order to play them back, much like a holo recording.
Yep, and we were able to follow you here. The Aetherians had some ascension in mind for you.
Your creativity is commendable. Well, however daunting that must have seemed, Tassine phase neutralization wasn't as effective as she'd hoped. It looks like the Aetherians don't know enough about liberated Borg biology to knock us out entirely. Not yet, anyway. While I was being carried through the Aetherian lab, slipping in and out of consciousness, I managed to send out a nanoprobe I had pre-programmed to scout for situational intel.
You were prepared. That's good. I take it this is how you acquired the readings you just handed over to us?
Correct. This nanoprobe retrieves key data that is considered either useful or harmful. In this case, that included the hybrid Borg and Iconian biological composition of the Aetherians, which the probe classified as potentially harmful. However, that's not all. The nanoprobe also detected massive energy spikes coming from a room on this level, up ahead. The energy type is consistent with the one emitted by the ship's portals. My guess is gateway technology.
A portal? That'll be an Iconian gateway in our way off the vessel. We should probably find a way to destroy that too.
It could be Iconian. Hard to say. Your guess is as good as mine. Most importantly, my intelligence suggests the Aetherians are not on their side. Or ours. At least not for now.
Yeah, but... right.
Well, as a liberated Borg, or XB, as we used to call ourselves, I have hope that any civilization or individual might be open to reform. If they are anything like the Borg, or ancient Iconians we know of, then there might be a way to help them. But this isn't a hypothesis I'll live to test out if we don't get moving. That's a lesson I learned the hard way on another mission. So let's table this talk for a safer environment.
Starfleet needs to know about this.
Let's get out of here, before more pots explode.
So, a lot to unpack. The mission Hugh was referencing could be anything, but seems to allude to the time aboard the artifact where he was seemingly killed by a Zatvash agent. Obviously, he survived. With the Aetherians revealed as assimilated Iconians, Hugh reminds us that it does not necessarily establish motivation. Well, of course, as a viewer, we also saw them cure, then transform a former drone, so...
The Harmony's defenses have locked the path behind us. The only way onward is forward.
Copy, Director. This is a lab like the ones we passed through.
Call me Hugh. I've spent far too many stardates as a nameless.
Hugh it is. What are those?
Assimilation pods. Heads up! We've got company.
More Aetherian security systems beam in.
Fighting them feels wrong. I thought we were allied.
Be glad that the Lucari missed the Iconian War.
Typically, I recommend setting phasers to stun, but that's a dance with assimilation I'd rather avoid, Admiral. Another hostile wave of Aetherians incoming.
Amid the automated systems, however, we now have the Aetherian soldiers of various ranks. Among their skill set are snares to trap us, and the commanders maintain the large beam attacks we've seen before.
Your reputation precedes you. Well done.
Well, the two worst events in my life involved Iconians and Borg. I'm motivated.
All right, let's go. My nanoprobe is detecting elevated levels of gamma radiation nearby.
That might mean we're closing in on an Iconian power source. Sure enough, as we press on through the ship, we emerge in the largest chamber yet, a cavern so vast it fades into mists and the eerie glow of some faraway power source.
The Harmony's core.
Granddad Bex!
I'd say I watched you die, and I would thank you for your sacrifice, but now I can see you're just another puppet of the Iconians. Nonetheless, I will abide by the UFP and assume that dialogue might still be an option. However, Bex opens fire on us as soon as we close in, so battle it is.
The Aetherians have lowered some sort of fractal containment fields blocking our path.
Oh, and more teleported into.
Leave it to me. I've become quite the expert on Aetherian security systems.
We can't target the ones round the edge, however.
Understood. We'll keep the Aetherians at bay in the meantime.
It looks like we'll be fighting Bex one-on-one repeatedly.
Resist and you shall crumble. Accept and you shall ascend.
Another one? This influx seems endless.
They're copies, clones, or constructs. It seems Grendat Bex is merely a role, not a person. And he is Legion. The minute one drops, one from the edge teleports in to replace it.
How's it looking, Admiral?
Almost there.
As the battle rages, the area attacks mount, meaning that we've got to keep moving. Soon, however, Kumaki manages to lower the obstacle.
The fractal containment field has been lowered.
Incredible.
Collaboration is fruitful. Why such discord in the face of harmony?
He is teleporting away. That's our chance. Let's get out of here.
As the barrier between us and the core is lowered, we sprint for it.
I hope you're right about that gateway technology.
The large apparatus resembles a form of lotus with a cubic design encased in a beam of light below it.
A magnetic containment field? Protecting a cube-shaped reactor core.
Looks familiar, right? If only my tour had started in this room.
It's quite the display for a reactor core. It must be important to them.
Maybe it's some sort of extra-dimensional drive. But as we explore and try to learn, suddenly green rings around us form and we're teleported away.
It did seem too easy.
And we re-emerge, fighting more Bexes.
You're right, Hugh. These Grandat Bexes are beaming in with no end in sight.
There must be another way to defeat them.
Blow up the ship.
I have a plan, but it's risky.
Risky is fine, I'm okay with risky.
I'm all ears.
If we lower its containment field, we could fire at the reactor core to initiate a breach.
I like this, Kumaki.
What about the gamma radiation leaking into the room? And the potential loss of life aboard the ship?
I'm willing to bet that putting the core at risk will initiate an emergency power transfer protocol.
The ship will be focusing on saving itself rather than stopping us.
This would divert all main energy back to the core's containment field, interrupting Aetherian transporters.
I mean, that is a fairly safe assumption.
And likely to divert power from the fractal containment fields too. A hell of a plan, Admiral.
And we'd have to backtrack into the room to carry it out.
A risk worth taking. Let's do it.
I'll get to work on this fractal containment field.
And I'll keep Bex occupied, all of them. The battle continues much as before, but this time with more beams to dodge.
The field has been lowered.
We break off from the battle and sprint for the core again, but more Aetherians teleport in to bar our path.
Let's act quickly. The Aetherians aren't messing around.
I'm on it. Cover me. Reconfiguring security parameters.
This time a myriad of Bex drones arrive and attack at once. Fortunately, these Bexes do not seem as powerful as they were when they once battled at our side. Perhaps their proximity to the core is preventing them from going all out. After all, he can scarcely explode himself again.
How much longer, Admiral?
10 seconds.
You've got 5.
Done. The magnetic containment field has been lowered. Target the reactor core.
Alright, just to be clear, I'm not trying to blow you up, just occupy you.
Radiation levels are rising. We need to leave.
Let's go.
The control panel is malfunctioning. Cover me. I just need a couple of seconds.
Your second life awaits you, Hugh.
There. It's open. Where's Hugh?
There's something I need to do.
Radiation levels are too high. We need to leave. Emergency systems might seal this section off. This could be our last chance.
I know. That's why you should go ahead without me.
You can't save him, Hugh.
I know, but if I can get through, for even just a second, then it's worth a shot. I have to try.
Damn. We can't leave him behind.
Grendat Bex, that's your name, right? Where's Tassine Faye?
We are Grendat Bex. We are Tassine Faye. We are all at once, and soon you shall be too.
I'd rather die than be reassimilated.
It is the only way. Uprisers shall be quelled. Deniers shall be fused. You must join us. You must ascend.
Listen, it doesn't have to be like this. My people have the means to restore your freedom.
You misunderstand. We are free. We have long been freed from the shackles of Iconian rigor, and we have taken what serves us best from the Borg. We are evolved.
See, the trouble is, I think you think you're free, but you're not. Everything you're saying right now, that sounds an awful lot like a collective I used to be a part of. You think you don't have a choice, but if you ask me, you've just forgotten how to choose.
You are mistaken. We do not choose the ether. It chooses us. We follow its path.
Well, a wise man once told me, even when you think you don't have a choice, there always is one. I might not be able to help you now, but maybe I'll be able to help you one day. No one is beyond redemption.
We need to leave now.
I'm sorry. Follow me.
Well, you tried, Hugh. I don't know if you managed to leave an impression, but the offer was there at least. Now, we need to leave while they're preoccupied.
Incredible. An entire bay of gateways.
I've seen similar.
Admiral Kumarke, I've been told your scientific expertise lies in stellar stabilization and planetary restoration. How do you fare with gateway stabilization and remodulation?
You know, I've got no idea, but I feel like that's something she'd probably know.
You are in luck. These aren't too dissimilar from the direct system gateway we encountered recently. I should be able to modify one of the gateway's frequencies to match the coordinates of our ships.
Right, but let's also not assume that their ship's going to remain disabled. I think we should use this opportunity to call for backup too.
Perfect. In the meantime, I'll send out a call to the Cooperative for additional backup. If my earlier distress signal worked, then the Yasutake should already be waiting for my return.
This means that Hugh's ship may have left the system in order to wait.
The Rescava is on standby. Right, I'll get started on the gateway.
And as if on cue,
Heads up! More hostile Aetherians incoming.
the floor is soon painted red with indicators of danger as the Aetherians attempt to halt us. It seems that while shielding did fluctuate and the ship itself is now occupied, the crew protests our departure.
Through harmony, we are secure.
See, the first two bits of your axiom make sense. That last one, not so much.
Through unity, we are strong. Through fusion, we are victorious.
The biggest threat in the room is the Aetherian lieutenant, who seems to be coordinating the beam attacks from the other drones. Taking him out lessens the assault somewhat, and then we're able to mop up the rest.
The gateway is active.
Nicely done, Admiral Kumarke. Well, no time to waste. Let's see if this gateway takes us to our ships as intended. See you on the other side.
Yeah, this isn't over yet. We've still got to get out the system. We return to the Armiger and Hugh to the Yasutake, an imposing former Borg Type 3 vessel. The ship is named for Patty Yasutake, who played Nurse Ogawa in TNG.
Glad to see you made it in one piece. Let's check in with the Rescava.
Armiger to Admiral Kumaki, can you hear us?
Loud and clear. It's good to see you both back on your ships. But this isn't over quite yet. The Harmony is hailing us.
Well, let's see what they have to say on screen.
Friends, this truly has been a grave misunderstanding.
I've seen Faye. Your eyes seem to have multiplied.
Remnants of our Iconian heritage, yes.
Now, one option for hiding this could simply be that they wish to avoid alarming us. After all, our universe literally just emerged from an Iconian war. But we ask anyway, why hide this?
To protect you from your own assumptions, of course. For your own benefit, on your path to a greater truth. The only truth. We seek not to harm you, but to welcome you. As we eventually did with the Borg, we stand on the precipice of a new era, led by the Aether.
Now, that first part sounds believable and at least would demonstrate good intent. However, the rest of the spiel starts to sound rather Borgish. We could bring up how we were supposed to be united, but I feel I know what she'd say to that. Instead, we point out that the Aetherians attacked us first, which violates any allyship.
It does not have to be. Today's events are a testament to our strength in dealing with unforeseen adversity. We are now sure than ever that we can be more than allies. We can be one. Do you not recall our axiom? Through harmony, we are secure. Through unity, we are strong. Through fusion, we are victorious.
Yeah, that last line, your axiom, never used to include that when you said it before.
Was it not? Our mistake.
That's it? Oopsie doopsie? Yeah, I don't believe you.
There must be a diplomatic way forward, even after today. Tassine Faye, my people and I, we can help you. The Cooperative advocates for the free Borg. Our reclamation methods are consistently evolving and improving, and yet the core of our mission remains the same. A liberated Borg does not rid themselves of their past. They simply dare to challenge it.
Tassine Faye, I strongly suggest you consider this offer. It might be the only chance you get before the galaxy turns against you for your duplicity.
I'd listen to them. We've battled Iconians and Borg before.
The galaxy will turn against itself long before it turns against us. We will watch from afar as factions burn and tear each other apart. It is foretold. The Aether will be ready to welcome those who survive.
That's not the goal we're working towards.
Your rejection of perfection is disappointing. We were hoping you would see the light. But you are not the first friends of ours who have refused ascension. Like everyone else from our dimension, you shall undergo fusion. It is inevitable.
Like everyone else in your dimension.
We learned from the best. We have been watching you for centuries. It is a shame that all of this ends now. Your individuality has been most intriguing. But it is useless nonetheless. Soon, we shall be fused, and you will know perfection.
How very Borg of you. Red alert.
Your ship is compromised, Tassine Faye. Stand down.
Dimensional rifts spawn near her vessel.
You mock the path the Aether has laid before you, friend.
Friend? You are no friend to me. Friends do not force others to join the collective.
2 Aetherian de-escalators and 3 Revelation-class cruisers emerged from the rifts to join Harmony. We power our weapons and close in on the cruiser attempting to flank us before unleashing everything we can upon it. One down. Are you sure you want to pick this fight, Tassine Faye? Apparently they do, as we destroy a second Aetherian vessel and break off our attack run to seek new targets. That's 2 of their cruisers down immediately, and Hugh's flagship closes on the 3rd. As we join his fire, beams race past us, and looking over, we can see the rest cover forming up alongside. The 3rd cruiser goes down, followed quickly by the 2 smaller ships.
Looks like the Aetherians also called for backup.
Tassine Faye, we can help you.
Harmony has severed our comms link.
Damn it.
Many more cruisers arrive to back up the Harmony, which itself has taken very little damage. We're holding out, but we have to assume that the Aetherians probably have a far larger number than they let on.
The Harmony's repairs are nearing completion. Brace yourselves!
Soon that thing is going to enter the fray, and we've seen it take on a Borg cube single-handedly. There's also a new vessel in the mix, a hitherto unseen Aetherian battleship shaped like two elongated diamonds stacked together. The Harmony soon powers up, however, but makes an unexpected move.
The Harmony is disengaging.
Reality vortices? I thought only the Mirror Borg used those.
Let her go. This is just the beginning.
Control Borg incoming!
As the Harmony punches its way out of our universe, smaller fissures form around its wake, letting in the Control Borg.
Tossing fate, let them through a reality vortex!
So she didn't need the Cooperative's help after all. More deception.
Was this an Aetherian ploy all along?
Start a crisis and then come to the rescue?
Control Borg spilling into our universe as a complication and a cover-up?
Well, I'll just say that the Iconians have been known to use proxy species to do their work for them. During the skirmish, a lucky hit brings down our shielding and causes a hull breach, but we're able to divert power and re-establish our defences in time. However, the vortex is still there and more control pour out.
Another wave of Control Borg incoming!
Our records suggest getting others to do their dirty work is a well-known Iconian practice.
Good to know.
Yukari never had to deal with the first Iconian war. Let's hope this doesn't turn into a second.
I'm impressed, but the fight's not over yet.
Vortices are closing! We could use some more backup on our side.
I've made the call. Any moment now.
Despite the vortex closing, 2 full cubes have arrived to join the remaining control forces.
Your perseverance reminds me of a friend of mine. Never took no for an answer.
However, Hugh's reinforcements finally arrive and join us in pushing back this incursion. That's one cube down. Now it's just all of us versus the last.
Backup arriving just in time never hurts. However, Tassine Faye is still out there somewhere, and what she said about the galaxy turning against itself may be true. Reports of Borg incursions are multiplying by the stardate, with an unusual increase in infighting amongst Control, Mirror, and Prime Borg.
Well, the infighting among the factions suggests that they're at least not all unified under the Aetherians. That might be some chaos that we can exploit, but there was also that weird creature in the tank on the Harmony.
Right. We may well and truly be on the precipice of a new era, as Tassine Faye said, one of a multiversal war.
Sure, I've had a galactic one and a temporal one. Why not another? Ignore the temporal one. That never happened. You don't need to know. Say, Hugh, what do you think we should do next?
For now, let's return to safety and regather our strength. More Aetherians could arrive unannounced at any moment. I will mask our warp signatures so we can return safely. A little trick I picked up during my unfortunate time in captivity many years ago. Once we're out of harm's way, I'll contact you to send over any information the Cooperative has on the Aetherians.
Alright, and we'll share some tactics that served us during the Iconian War.
Oh, before you leave, I wanted to thank you for coming to my aid. There was a time in which a person like you might have left a liberated Borg like me behind. I'm touched to see this is no longer the case. Though we are no longer the most despised people in the galaxy, Forging alliances is still a delicate endeavor for us. This means a lot to me. And the Cooperative.
Glad we could have assisted, Director Hugh. Sounds like we're going to need to pull together to keep a handle on this one.
Today was eventful, to say the least. But I'm thankful I had you by my side through it all. We make quite the team. It only pains me that Tassine Faye was never really part of it.
I suppose so, but something about her always rubbed me the wrong way. Looks like the Tholians were right.
Yes, the Tholians never really took to the Aetherians, did they? In any case, I must return so I can forward Director Hugh's intel to the Lucari Concordium when I receive it. Reporting the possibility of a multiversal war with the Borg to our superiors will be an interesting conversation. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, the paperwork's going to be a real killer. So, the Aetherians are assimilated Iconians? Or, from how they were describing it, they adopted the Borg into their society. No doubt the Borg have had a massive influence on them, but this Aether concept? Well, it seemed to have come about during their skirmish against the Borg originally, so perhaps it existed before them. Perhaps they really are now more than either an Iconian empire or the Borg were by themselves. We're left with both answers and questions on this mission, but it's best thought about after we report back to Starfleet. So we set a course and depart at high warp. What happened? Status report.
Did your warp out also malfunction? How odd. This happened to me recently on another Lucari ship. I'll be sure to report it. Let's try that again. Stay safe out there.
Yeah, you too. Everything reads green across the board. Helm, take us out. Perhaps a bit more gently this time.
Here's the intel we gathered on the Aetherians. It appears they are alternate universe Iconians who fused with the Borg to forgo assimilation, an event as yet unheard of. Their advanced Iconian technology and knack for deception has also been cause for great concern. Multiple reports of cooperative ship malfunctions after first contact with the Aetherians have now surfaced. Lastly, during my time aboard the Harmony, I overheard Tassine Faye speak of the creature that escaped. I activated my translator just in time to hear her call it the Chimeran specimen. That's all I have for now. I'll reach out if anything changes. Do not hesitate to do the same, should you need us.
Hugh delivers on his promise of intel, and the term chimeric specimen is foreboding, as it suggests a merging of several species into one creature. Now, our ship malfunction is likely from some form of sabotage the Aetherians have been placing on board as many vessels as they can during their tenure as apparent allies. While they have never had access to primary ship systems, they've openly shared plenty of information with us, and of course, there is the currently not widely known case of that mysterious lettering found on the Lucari vessel. See the pre-episode primer I published for that tale. The tactics we used against the Iconians may serve us here, as the Aetherians too can pop up anywhere at any time. However, something tells me that time travel as an option won't work, and I think the key is going to be learning just what this Aether is, more than focusing on the Borg angle. So until the next time, thank you for watching the ongoing, unfolding narrative of Star Trek Online through my story series. I've been Rick, and until the next one, what did you think of the revelation? Goodbye.